Hello and welcome to Clearview News Desk. We're reaching you live from Nigeria's capital city, Abuja. First, the headlines. Remove the emir you enthroned and kept in graveyard. Kano government tells Tinubu. Police hunt man for brutally assaulting child in viral video. Suspected herdsmen machete two to death in Edo community. I'm Gloria Atta with these and more. You're welcome. The local government election conducted on 5th of October 2024 by the Rivers State Independent Electoral Commission has been declared invalid by the Supreme Court. In a judgment delivered by Justice Jamilu Tukur, the court declared the election invalid for grossly violating the Electoral Act. Reading the judgment, Justice Tukur said the action of the Rivers State Independent Electoral Commission is declared void for lack of substantial compliance to the Electoral Act and guidelines as the electoral body continued voter registration even after announcing an election date. The court held that processes leading to the conduct of a local government election were abridged in clear violation of Section 150 of the Electoral Act. More to come in our subsequent bulletin. Meanwhile, the Kano state government has called on President Bola Ahmed Tinubu to order the removal of Emir Aminu Ado Bayero from the Nasarawa Palace in Kano, citing the need to restore peace and stability. The government alleged that certain individuals were exploiting the emir's continued presence in Nasarawa Palace to fuel unrest across the state. Speaking at the Kano Government House during the distribution of relief materials provided by Tarauni Federal Constituency Representative Honorable Kabiru Dahiru Sule, the Deputy Governor Aminu Abdul Salam Gwarzo reiterated the administration's stance, calling on the President to intervene. Gwarzo further asserted that keeping Emir Aminu Ado Bayero in Nasarawa Palace is a deliberate attempt to destabilize the Kano state government and hinder its ability to govern effectively. The deputy governor acknowledged the recent protests by Kano residents, emphasizing that peaceful demonstrations are a fundamental right in a democratic society. He condemned the security forces' actions in dispersing protesters and arresting some of them, insisting that the people of Kano have the right to demand the removal of Emir Bayero. Meanwhile, the Kano state government emphasized that the law facilitated the appointment of the former emir, and the same law has now reinstated Muhammadu Sanusi II. Therefore, the government insists that the rule of law must be upheld and allowed to take its course. Meanwhile, the Ogun State Police Command has launched a manhunt for a man caught on camera kicking a young boy in a disturbing viral video that has sparked outrage online. The video, shared by a Facebook user, Adelere Razaki, was posted on Thursday with a plea for help in identifying the man. The video quickly went viral, prompting a response from the Force Public Relations Officer, ACP Olumuyiwa Adejobi. In a post on X.com this Friday, Adejobi expressed his concern for the boy's well-being and urged swift action from the Ogun State Police. Adejobi further emphasized the need for medical attention for the child, calling for assessment and treatment because of possible head injury or internal bleeding. He also urged anyone with relevant information to reach out to the Ogun State Police Command to assist in locating the suspect. Now, allegations of rising cases of sexual harassment have sparked widespread concerns and outrage in Nigeria, with many women sharing their experiences of harassment and abuse. The report.
Natasha Akpoti, a prominent Nigerian politician, has publicly accused the Senate President Godswill Akpabio of sexual harassment. While the details of these specific cases are still emerging, it highlights the broader issue of sexual harassment and abuse that many women face in Nigeria. Sexual harassment is a serious issue that affects women from all walks of life, regardless of their social status, profession, or background. It is essential to create a culture of accountability where perpetrators are held responsible for their actions and victims feel empowered to speak out without fear of reprisal.
Many people do not know what I'm about to say, but I'm going to speak my own truth. And the Senate President is allowed to counter that. Now that you're a senator, I'm going to create a time for us to come spend quality moments here. You will enjoy it. At that point, I just pulled away and I was like, I don't really understand what exactly that meant. He then said, Natasha, I'm the chief presiding officer of the Senate. You can enjoy a whole lot if you take care of me and make me happy. At that point, I said, sir, I'll pretend that I didn't hear this. He said, well, the ball is in your court. You know the situation we see in universities whereby a student is continuously being failed just because she has not slept with the lecturer. That's what I've been facing, in simple terms.
The Nigerian government, civil society organizations, and individuals must work together to address these issues, promote awareness, and support survivors of sexual harassment and abuse. If you or someone you know has experienced sexual harassment or abuse, there are resources available to help. The National Human Rights Commission and other organizations provide support and guidance for survivors. Florence Joshua reporting for Clearview News Desk.
This was not the first time the Senate President was accused of wrongdoing by a female colleague or an associate. On December 12, Ireti Kingigbe, Senator representing the Federal Capital Territory, FCT, temporarily walked out of the Senate chamber after Akpabio refused to entertain her motion on the need to probe the demolition of structures in the nation's capital. In one extreme case, Akpabio was accused of sexual harassment. In July 2020, Joy Nunye, former acting managing director of the Niger Delta Development Commission, NDDC, claimed she slapped Akpabio, who was then the Minister of Niger Delta Affairs, for sexually assaulting her. Coincidentally, it was on the same television station where Natasha made this claim that Nunye granted an interview and leveled allegations against Akpabio. During the interview, Joy Nunye wondered why he did not tell Nigerians that she slapped him in his guest house at Apo, Abuja. She boasted that she remains the only Ogoni woman, the only Nigerian woman that has slapped him, adding that she slapped Akpabio because of what she referred to as his desire for a plan B. According to Nunye, Akpabio's meetings with her were either at Apo or Meridian. Akpabio, in turn, said Nunye was not relieved of her appointment because of corruption, but because of insubordination. In cases of Joy Nunye and Ireti Kingigbe, Akpabio enjoyed support of some friends, mostly in Ireti's case, where FCT Minister Nyesom Wike backed Akpabio in taking her to the cleaners. In all of these, observers are saying this is not the best package of allegations against Nigeria's number 3 citizen. His friends and well-wishers need to sit down with him if and only if the allegations are, however, correct. Africa's first female television newscaster and presenter, Anike Agbaje-Williams, has died at the age of 88. Clearview News Desk learns that Agbaje-Williams died peacefully on Thursday in Ibadan, the Oyo State capital, where she had lived most of her life. Today, Clearview News Desk beams the spotlight on the life and times of the legendary newscaster and presenter. Anike Agbaje-Williams was born in Abeokuta on the 23rd of October 1936. She was the third daughter born to Mr. and Mrs. Kufoji.
Her father was of Egba heritage. She attended CMS Girls' School, Lagos. In 1950, when CMS Girls' School was relocated to Ibadan and renamed St. Anne's School, she moved with the school and finished her education in Ibadan. After completing her secondary school education, she got employment with the Nigerian Broadcasting Corporation in Ikoyi, Lagos in 1955. Akpabio Williams' career as a newsreader began one day when the host of a program in the station asked her to read an announcement because her colleague, who usually read announcements and other information bits on the radio, failed to show up. Akpabio Williams read the information, and when the supervisor heard her voice, he was impressed. She was then asked to join the program's department as a staff announcer. Her career as a television broadcaster began in 1959 when nationalist and elder statesman Chief Obafemi Awolowo established the first television station in Africa known as the Western Nigeria Television. She was employed and became the first face on television in the whole of Africa on August 31, 1959. She also scored double, first as the first voice on the first commercial radio under the name Western Nigeria Broadcasting Service. She worked tirelessly and got various in-service trainings in Glasgow, Germany, and the United States of America, and did a certificate course in management studies at the University of Ife, now Obafemi Awolowo University, and came out tops. She was also appointed by the then federal government as a member of advisory committee on the prerogative of mercy with Prince Bola Ajibola, the then Attorney General, as the chairman for a period of over 5 years. After some years in WNBS and WNTN, now Nigerian Television Authority, she was transferred to the Broadcasting Corporation of Oyo State. In July 1986, she retired from the civil service after 32 years as director of programs.
Official opening night, when I signed on, this is WNTV, first in Africa, and I, signed on. The chief engineer, is it Chambers? Yes, Mr. Chambers. He was so excited. He plucked the microphone, in the control room. He was going to throw it across the glass panel. They held his hand. So he came. I said, that was good. Congratulations. He was so excited. I was afraid. They were all afraid. They said, this man will break the... Said, we have broadcasted. I said, there's no pastors. We have broadcasted. He was so excited.
Anike Akpabio Williams was widely loved for her sonorous voice, as well as the educative and entertaining content she dished out on TV. Clearview Television celebrates her for blazing the trail and giving female broadcasters in Nigeria and Africa a voice in the media space, and for being an inspiration that with hard work and dedication, everyone can reach the pinnacle of his or her career.
And that's the news. But before we go, a recap of the top stories. The Kano state government has called on President Bola Ahmed Tinubu to order the removal of Emir Aminu Ado Bayero from the Nasarawa Palace in Kano, citing the need to restore peace and stability. The Ogun State Police Command has launched a manhunt for a man caught on camera kicking a young boy in a disturbing viral video that has sparked outrage online. Suspected herdsmen have reportedly killed 2 farmers in Ewari village, Esako West local government area, while a third person is said to be battling to survive in an undisclosed hospital. You can follow up on latest events and happenings around you via our social media platforms on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube at Clearview News Desk, or via our handle on X, formerly known as Twitter, at Clearview Online. Many thanks for joining us. I am Gloria Atta. Have a wonderful weekend.